Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua B'Hashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS for the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risk their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking at the heathen but are not by way of their forefathers' seeds or Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Zakalia, and I'm from the JMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this is a World War III update. Alright, this is the book of Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the second woe is speaking about World War II, and the third woe is talking about World War III, and it cometh quickly. And what we're seeing in these final days of the rulership of the Edomites, or these so-called white men, is that the development of these prophecies are occurring, right? You have the development of these final prophecies, such as the Mark of the Beast prophecy, which is the Mark chip, the World War III prophecy, which will lead to the destruction of America, which is Mr. Babylon the Great. And with that comes the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, so everything takes time to develop, and as we're living in this period until the coming of Yahushai, we're going to witness these things. Okay, so we have some major players in regards to the World War III prophecy. You have America, you have the state of Israel, you have Iran, you have Russia. It also mentions Turkey, and it mentions the so-called African nations as well. And it also mentions that the Lord is going to bring the heathen together into a location called the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh's judgment. Alright, so tensions are rising between these major players within this prophecy. And so we have the situation that's been going on over there in the so-called Middle East, with the state of Israel doing what they do. And so things have escalated to the point where today the brother JMS News Amathi posted this 1 hour ago: U.S. strike Iran-backed forces in Syria. All right, so let's just take a listen.
Adds to the growing list of more than 100 attacks.
Ordered multiple airstrikes overnight against Iran-backed militia groups in Iraq in response to attacks on U.S. troops in the country. We'll turn to David Spunt live in Washington, D.C. this morning for the latest. David?
Well, several U.S. service members were injured in this Christmas Day drone attack yesterday. Unfortunately, one of them critically. It's just the latest attack on U.S. personnel in the Middle East since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. President Biden leaving the White House to spend Christmas at Camp David, but his Christmas turned into a working holiday. The Pentagon says on Christmas Day, the Iranian-backed militia group Kataib Hezbollah launched a drone attack against coalition forces in northern Iraq, wounding 3 U.S. troops, 1 critically. The president, in response, ordered airstrikes against the group and others affiliated with Iran. In a statement, the White House said the president places no higher priority than the protection of American personnel serving in harm's way. The United States will act at a time and in a manner of our choosing should these attacks continue. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin echoed that sentiment and added, while we do not seek to escalate conflict in the region, we are committed and fully prepared to take further necessary. The growing list of more than 100 attacks on U.S. forces since October 17th, just days after Hamas attacked Israel. The White House has criticized Iran for its support of Hamas and Yemen's Houthi rebels, the group responsible for attacks on ships in the Red Sea. Some lawmakers, though, think a stronger message from the United States needs to be sent.
What we've seen is put 2 aircraft carrier strike groups into the region. That's a massive show of military.
Indication the White
But we've been highly inconsistent in terms of the way we deal with Iran from an economic standpoint and from
Central Command says the airstrikes destroyed several facilities used.
So they're making their move, or they're making moves, which just adds to the tension And you may be asking, okay, so what's the point, right? I'm gonna get to my point, all right, and why this is important. In the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, it says, this is a prophecy in verse 2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And that's talking about the Russians. They're not Gog and Magog, the originals, but they're referred to as Gog and Magog here because they dwell in that land today that Gog and Magog dwelt previously. Okay, the Russians are actually Edomites. They come from Esau. And say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And the Lord is still talking about Russia here. And I'll turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. So they're going to go to war. All right, they're going to suit up. They're going to push through with their technology and their machines, and they're going to go to war. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. The great company is talking about their allies. Take a look at Russia's current situation right now and look at who her allies are. Just take a look at that. Google it. So the allies listed here says Persia, which the Persians are today known as the Iranians, who are also the biblical Elamites. That's what they are originally. That is their true heritage, that they are the Elamites. And the Elamites are not only the Iranians, but they are also the Indians in East India. Okay? Ethiopia and Persia, Ethiopia and Libya, with them, this is talking about the so-called Africans, the Hamite nations, all right, who are not the same people as us. We're from Shem, us the Israelites, we're from Shem. The Africans, so-called, they're from Ham. They are Hamites. Okay, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. So Gomer and all his bands, that's talking about Turkey. And when you take a look at the current relationship between Turkey and her allies of NATO and her position that she stands, she is against their position. So you can see how that is building, where they will, Turkey will, move away and join Russia and her allies. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So it says that Russia shall be a guard unto their company, which is their alliance. And Iran is one of their, if not their most important ally to Russia. So to summarize it, it's just simply saying that once Iran is in or has any kind of issues and she's being beaten down or whatever the situation is, that Russia will run to her defense. The same way that America runs to the state of Israel's defense, right? When it says the least of the flock shall draw them out, shall make them their habitation desolate with them. To paraphrase, it's talking about that America will go to defend the state of Israel, but then they will also lose. In Joel chapter 2 and verse 20, it also tells you that they will lose over there. Okay? But the Lord is gathering these heathen together into one place. And I wonder if I can bring up this area of contention over there in the so-called Middle East. All right, that's it, man. All right. And so when we go to here in regards to Iran, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 30, and it says, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. And the Carmanians are talking about the biblical Elamites, okay, referring to Iran. And with great power shall they come and join with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. And the Assyrians are talking about these so-called people, these Edomites, because America and NATO they shall lose once they go to war, right? In the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 20, it says, "But I remove far off from you the northern army," which is talking about the US and NATO, "and will drive him into a land barren and desolate." And that's Saudi Arabia, the land itself, right? With his face towards the east sea, which is talking about the Euphrates River, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, which is talking about the Red Sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So they're going to lose over there. But it points out that they will lose over there. Let's you know that it is America and NATO that will lose. And it's telling you the area of contention, which is that area of Saudi Arabia. All right, that land. All right. So, this is just another update to what's going on. The scriptures also do talk about that there shall be wars and rumors of wars. Be that ye are not troubled, because the end is not yet. And that's where we're at. We're seeing things develop very rapidly, looking to get to the point of climax. But, there are things that must come, right? The mark of the beast prophecy must come first before the destruction can come. All right, and so everything just takes time. But these developments are important to report, as they do relate to biblical prophecy. So all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem Yeshua, Bashar, and Kodesh. Shalom.